29 quotes in this book. And each quote has a little bit of definition or whatever about what that quote means. And it's kind of like a reference type of a book where if you're going through something today and you need to hear something, or you need a word, or you need some type of pick me up, if you will, you can look in this book and it might take you to a quote that might get you through the day, okay? And one of the quotes in the book is the first quote in the book. It talks about chopping down your tree. Is anybody familiar with that term? When I talk about chopping down your tree? I know my family is know about it because I talk about it all the time. But what I mean by chopping down this tree, let's say like I got a thing that I want to do in life and something's blocking me from getting there. What I'm trying to get to, it's like this tree is blocking me. So I got to figure out a way to get around this tree, through this tree, over this tree, whatever. I got to get this thing out of my way because it's stopping me from getting where I want to go, right? So what I do is to chop down my tree, you got to have a what to chop down the tree? An axe, okay? You got to have an axe to chop down the tree, all right? So what I do is I've got 7 axes that I use every day to chop down my tree, okay? Now you don't have to use 7 axes. I use 7 axes, and I use them for a reason. But I'm gonna share those axes with you. But it's in the book, so you can see it and get a better feel for it once you read it in the book. But if I've got something in my way and I want to get this tree down, the first axe starts with a P, all right? And that means that I pray every day, all right? I pray every day. That's my first axe to chop this tree down, okay? Because you know what? That gets me started during the day. That gets me going through the day. When I first get out of bed, that's the first thing that I do. Because you know what? The first 18 minutes of your day is decided by what you do in that first 18 minutes. So when you get up in the morning or night or whenever you get up, whatever you do, I say night because I have to go to work at night sometimes, all right? But when you get up, whatever you do that first 18 minutes, that's going to determine how your day's going to be. That first 18 minutes, you get out of bed, you all mad about this, mad about that, don't want to get up, and you dragging, and you all this and all that. That's how your day's going to be the rest of it, all right? So when you get out of that bed, make sure you get out with the right attitude, okay? So I pray. That's the first axe. I swing that axe, all right? The next axe is R, all right? Anybody know what the R stands for? Don't look in the book now, you're cheating. Okay? All right, the R stands for read, all right? I read every day, all right? My goal is to read 24 books a year, all right? Right now, I've read 19, almost finished with 20, all right? Ask me why I do that. Why? I do that because I was told that the average American reads 1 book a year. The average millionaire reads 1 book a month. So I decided I'm gonna up the ante a little bit. I'm gonna read 2, all right? But I can tell you, since I started reading like that, I saw my life right here, I saw it go to here, just from reading. Because now you got that knowledge, man. That knowledge, nobody can take that away from you. That knowledge is power. Nobody can take that away from you, okay? So if you're not reading, I saw where, who was it? I think Helen Keller said, a man who doesn't read is no better than a man who can't read. Or something to that effect. I may be quoting it a little bit, but if you got the sight to read, if you got the mind, if you got all that intact that you can read and you're not reading, you know better than the person who can't read. All right? So read. When I first met my wife, she read all the time, man, and I hated to read. I hated to read. Matter of fact, probably in the last 5 or 6 years is when I started reading a lot, and I started getting into it. But she, had so many books in the house, and she just read. So we had to end up getting her a Kindle or a tablet or something so we can order and download the book. But we had no place to put the books that she had. We got them boxed up right now, man. All right? But through her reading, when I would read, I would come across a word I might not know. And if I don't know what the word is, I go ask her. She don't have to look in a book. She called it out just like that. I'm like, how do you know those words? She said, because I read them in the book. And when she read them and don't know what they are, she look them up. All right? And now she can call them back. All right? So read. All right? Read. The next one is E. The E stands for exercise. All right? Exercise every day, man. Well, I shouldn't say every day. At my age, 3 to 4 times a week. Okay? To me, that's every day. 3 to 4 times a week. Exercise, man. What does that do? That gets your mind right. All right? You can walk up the stairs now, a flight of stairs, and not huffing and puffing by the time you get up there. Okay? So exercise. All right? The next one is V. All right? And the V stands for visualize. All right? Visualize every day where you want to be. Sit there. I take it don't take long, 2 to 3 minutes a day. I sit down and visualize what I want to happen in my life. Every day, man. All right? And when I say I pray and I do these things, I get up 4 o'clock in the morning and do these things. Y'all probably know he don't.
Wake everybody in the house up.
I get up and I do that, man. All right? That's my time. I get there, that's my space, and that's my time. All right? So I'm getting into me, and I'm chopping down my tree, getting ready for the day. All right? But you got to visualize. All right? See what you want. I like to use the example of if you wanted a new car. All right? Don't just sit down on the bench and think about the car. Go to the car dealership. Sit in the car. Smell the car. See what the car feels like. You ain't got to buy it right there. All right? But see what it feels like. And then visualize yourself in that car. And you smelling it or whatever. And I guarantee you, man, sooner or later, guess what? You'll be in that car. Okay? And the next letter is A. All right? And that's for affirmations. All right? I say affirmations every day, man. And anytime you say an affirmation, it always should be, I am. Okay? You should always be talking about what you are going to do. All right? And some of the stuff that I say, and a lot of mine are biblical. I'll say stuff like, I'm blessed and highly favored. I can do all things through Christ. No weapon formed against me should prosper. Those are my affirmations I say every day because that's what I really believe, and that's what I really want to happen. All right? So I say those affirmations every day. And the next one is I. All right? The I stands for initiative. You got to take the initiative to do everything I just talked about. You got to get up and go do it. All right? Because we can talk a good game, and we can feel good about what we say, but it's all about what we do. It ain't so much about what we say, because you got a lot of people talk about a lot of stuff, but how many people get up and actually do it? All right? So take the initiative to get up and do it. All right? And the last thing is an L. All right? And the L stands for listen. Every day I listen to something motivational, I listen to something positive, and I get that inside of me every day, man. All right? Take this for an example. If you drive at least 30 to 40 minutes a day one way to work, so if you got a round trip, you're looking at over an hour that you spend in your car. You ought to be putting something in your dash that you can listen to that's going to help you be better than you are right now. All right? Because you think it's 365 days in the year, and you traveling every day, at least an hour, and you putting something in, and it's almost to the equivalent of getting a college education, man. All right? Because you put all this information in. All right? But we got everything else going on. All right? And we always think, well, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. Make time. All right? You know how I read all the books that I read? I can be watching a basketball game. What I do during the basketball game if I'm reading? Doing halftime and timeouts, I read. Then when the game comes up, close the book, watch the game, timeout, I read again. And guess what? I'm knocking it out. Now, it ain't like that, but I'm knocking out a little bit, by a little bit, by a little bit. All right? And then the next thing you know, you done read the book. You said, wow, man, I read the book. All right? It's the little things you do. Not these great big old things. It's the little things you do. Inch by inch, man. Inch by inch, little by little. But you know what? We in this microwavable world right now, man. We want it all right now. You know, we don't want to put it in the oven no more. We want to put it in the microwave. All right? Best things in life take time. All right? It takes time. All right? So now, if you take all those letters that I just talked about, anybody know what that spells?
Prevail.
It spells prevail. What's the definition of prevail? To win. To win, to overcome. All right? That's why I use those axes. All right? And I swing them every day. But the biggest thing about those axes is you got to be consistent. All right? You got to be consistent. You can't swing it 2 times this week and then take 2 months off. And then come back 2 times. All right? Can I give you another example? You get on a weight program. You want to lose weight. You want to get in shape. You got to do it every day. You got to do it every day. If you don't do it every day, it ain't going to work. We go buy all this equipment and we put it up under the bed and it collect all that dust we never use. All right? So if you got something in your life that you wanna get out of the way, chop it down, all right? Think about the axes that you wanna use to chop your tree down. It don't have to be 7, I got 7 of them, all right? It don't have to be 7, all right? It's your own, whatever you make it out to be, that's what you do, all right? And it works, all right? I'm living proof that it works, because I do it every day, all right? And I'm gonna tell you, since I started doing it, ain't many trees getting in my way right now. And if they get in my way, I welcome it, because I know how to get around it. I know what to do to get around it now, okay? So those are, I don't wanna talk too much about it, but that's some stuff that's in the book, and that's kinda how the book kinda unfolds, all right? So read them, enjoy them, and I hope you guys get something out of it. If you have any questions about anything in there, after you read it, contact me. If you wanna talk about it, we can talk about it, or whatever, man, okay? Did that make sense what I just said? Okay, ain't nobody said amen. Somebody should say amen or something. Amen. But anyway, I'll take some questions. Anybody got any questions you wanna ask, man? Anything like that? Yes, ma'am.
You
Ms.
said
Dozier.
you're reading 2 books. 2 books
A month.
So, not that I'm trying to get in your business, but what type of books are you reading? Is it a variety? Is it motivational?
Most of them are motivational type of books. I might read some biography or something like that from time to time, because when I see people doing well, I want to find out a little bit more about them, so I go and pick their book up and read that, man. So, but those are the type of books I read, man, because that's what I do and that's what I want to do. And the more I read those, the more I'm getting myself prepared to be able to talk to you guys.
Could you name one that's been really an inspiration to you? Or it's been too many?
Dennis Kimbrough has it. Y'all know who Dennis Kimbrough is?
Oh, yeah.
He has it. I have a couple of books by him, but the first book I read by him was called What Makes the Great Great. That's probably my favorite book.
Okay.
What Makes the Great Great.
Yeah.
And I just read one by him too, not too long ago, called Success. It's about all the millionaires, all the black millionaires. I forgot what the book is called, Wealth of Success or something, but it's just going through all the black millionaires and how they got to where they got to and all the stuff that they were doing to get to where they're at, man. Okay, good question.
What's the author again?
Dennis Kimbrough. Dr. Kimbrough. Yeah. What you got, Miss Cassie?
After, since you've written 3 books now, have you thought about establishing like a blog where you can share some daily quotes?
My daughter has tried to get me to do that. That's possible.
Okay.
That's possible.
Okay.
That's possible. That's a possibility that and I need to do that, because I think I've got a lot of stuff that I can share with people, and that's one way to share it. So that's probably what I need to do, but I have to get with Miss Crystal, and so she can get me going on that. But yeah.
Now that you've written 3 books, which one is your favorite and why?
I like them all, but if I had to take one right now, I like Unlocking the Doors to Success. I don't know if because it's my first one, but I think a lot of people gave me a lot of good feedback about it. A lot of it was personal stuff that I wrote, so I kind of feel like that makes it a little bit more personal for me, because it's personal stuff that I had gone through, that some of the stuff that my family has gone through, and it was all real, and I think that's what makes a book when it's real. But that'd be my favorite.
That's my favorite. It was very relatable.
Good word. I like that word. Relatable. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Mr. Little, glad you made it, man.
I apologize for being late. I wouldn't miss this for the
That's all right.
world.
We here. Anything else? Those are good questions. Yes, sir.
Well, since I'm lately exposed, did you, during your journey to success, did you tell everyone about the interviews and getting information from people and people that you sat down with and those type of things?
No, I did not.
That was just one of those fantastic experiences to go down and sit with you, for you to ask those poignant questions and find pathways that people had used to get to where they went. It took a lot of courage to do stuff like that. Some people won't do that.
And y'all might not know what Mr. Little's talking about, but what I do is once a month, I do what's called a lunch and learn. What I do is I invite somebody to lunch, and I go and try to pick their brain. And Mr. Little's, he was my first person I invited to lunch.
He didn't
to pick
learn
his brain.
much there though.
Huh?
I didn't learn anything there.
No, I picked up a lot, all right? But yeah, he was one of the first, so I try to do that because we're lifelong learners, all right? And when we're trying to continue to develop and get better, you gotta get with people that are better to help pull you up, okay? So, I try to do that once a month to get with somebody, and I've got a bunch of questions, all right? If you don't believe me, here they are. I keep them with me all the time, man, because I don't know who I'm gonna run into, and I might ask them a question, man. All right, so I'm always learning, man, trying to learn as much as I can. All right, so that's a good point. So that's something that I do. I try to do it once a month. Yes.
I'll put you on the spot.
Oh my goodness.
Your
Okay.
first book, Unlocking the Door to Success, on the back of it, it mentions the Vision Academy program that you had.
Uh-huh.
So, in talking with you earlier, I want it on camera, would you consider another book, including some information about that academy, the kids that were in that program, and how, and what they've done, and how they use tools that you taught them? Would you consider that in the near future?
Yeah.
No specific date?
Yeah. Most definitely. Sure would. Vision Academy has been good for us. I slipped off a little bit. I see Ms. Walker right there. She's the guidance counselor at Candy Middle School that I work with over there with the mentoring program. But I kind of slipped off a little bit because my work had me all tied up and I'm ripping and running. So, but we're gonna get that going again soon. But yeah, that's something that I would like to do, Sherry, for sure. And even what you said earlier when we were talking about getting all the young men that started in the program, get all of them back together again and do something with that as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Piggyback off what she just said, with the Vision Academy and your lifelong service with the youth, what have you learned from them by servicing them? By sharing them what, some of your quotes, how has it impacted you or helped you to grow?
Good question. Every time I have a chance to sit down and talk with a youth, knowing where I came from, my story, I kind of grew up without a father. That's my mom right there, so she raised us and did a fantastic job. But whenever I can look back at my situation, and when I see some of these guys facing what they're facing, and as I have an opportunity to sit down and talk with them and share with them some of the things that I've learned over the past, it just shows me that, because when I first did it, I was a little bit, hesitant, about doing this, but it's almost like medicine for me when I did that. When I'm talking to other people, when I'm lifting them up, trying to get them to another, then it raises me to another spot. So I just dealing with them helps me go to another spot.
This wasn't the question I had, so I don't know where it is, maybe I was supposed to ask it, but I'm gonna put somebody else on the spot about this one. Have you considered at all, based on in all your books, you always acknowledge your wife? And then you also mentioned about her reading someone. Have you guys considered collaborating on a book?
It's
Like
funny.
a book together?
Have we talked about
I
that?
did that on purpose for her.
We talked about that not too long ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so that could be a possibility. Because she's the better one to be doing the books than I am. I mean, hands down, I don't know, I might have a little bit more courage to do it, but she's the one that should be doing it, not me. She can get it off just like that, man. So she's the one that should be
I
doing
think
it.
if y'all do your book together, then she get inspired and step out and do her own.
What should we write about? What kind of book do you think we should?
Perseverance. I mean, what y'all been good together, I mean, you've been together for a long time, you raised 3 wonderful children, you know, all that, the people you've inspired, the people that have inspired you. I mean, when you go into her office, she's always got something motivational to say to you, so.
Preaching to you, don't you?
She's a staff counselor.
She is.
We're always in there.
Always.
So I guess we gotta start working on that then. Yeah. What else? Those are good questions, man. I didn't think y'all was gonna have questions, man, so I was like, that's great. Great.
I got in the works to, write me a book. Well, I have several books under my belt that I need to get out. Do you self-publish or are you going through a publishing company?
There's a online publishing company that I go through. It's called createspace.com. If you go there, once you write your book, once you get it all together, they've got a step-by-step format that they'll take you through the whole, and they'll print it up for you. You get your cover done the way you want to get it done. But if you go there, they'll show you all the steps you need to take to do it. So that's what I use right now. Yeah.
It's not really serious, but you said it's lunch and learn. You ask questions, you take your lunch. Is it on you? Because I can always use lunch.
Hey, Mr. Little, did I pay for yours?
He certainly did.
You can always use lunch.
Certainly
Young
did.
Wanna know why we
But I'll
didn't
tell,
get it
I'll tell you, I will say this one thing, Brother Harvin. It wasn't the lunch, it was just having the time to sit down with someone that has as much power that you have. You know, I've seen you over the years work with guys, as you do your thing with United Way. And a lot of people don't know what he does. I mean, this man works 12 hours at night sometimes and then come and work with my kids, your kids, and everybody else's kids. Is to have that much strength and power in your conviction. He lives what he says, and it just, it's just I could have paid for it. I should have paid for it. Because it was not, that it was just being in his presence. He's a true disciple. What he says is real. And I just wish there were more men like him, me included, to have the time, that hour that we sat down, I didn't want to end it. That give and take was just so personally strengthening for the both of us. So we ought to all see ourselves doing that to other people.
Yeah.
It was just a great hour. So I owe you.
I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. That's what it's all about. I think we need to, especially as African-American men, we need to get together more and piggyback off of each other instead of, hating on each other and fronting on each other and, and not liking them because of this, that, and the other, man. But we gotta, because you got more power in numbers. It's hard when you just float the solo by yourself. And I always like to use the example of how much power we got. I use it by opening my hand like this. And I have somebody and I'll walk up to them and I hit it with my hand open, like this. Then I close my hand together and I hit it with the same force that I did with my hand open. Then I ask them which one hurt the most. And most of the time, or all the time, they say the fist hurt. And you know why the fist hurt? Because they all came together. Now, when I'm open like this, all right, I don't have that much power. But now, when I come together, you got power, all right? And that's what we got to start doing. We got to start coming together, man, all right? We can change the world if we come together, man. We got so much power, man. There's a poem called "What Is Your Deepest Fear?" And it talks about you got so much power that it can't even be measured. That's how much power we got. It can't even be measured, all right? But we only tap into 5% of our brain power. We only tap into 5%. Just 5. Just think about, and look what we're doing with just 5. Think about if we tapped in 2 or 3 or 4 more of that, 10% of it. Man, you'll be a genius, just with 10%. All right, so we gotta come together, and that's why I don't keep doing what I'm doing about getting with people and especially African-American men, you know, so we can feed off of each other and grow and learn, man. Yeah.
You considered perhaps doing like a, kind of, they say like a lunch and learn, you know, just opening up to people like a seminar session or something like that. I'm sure Crystal could set that up for you.
You writing all this down, Crystal?
You can pay for that?
You know what, I think it'd be phenomenal, and not telling you what to call it, but just an idea of like, you know, who are we, or something like that, you know, for your African American, black male, whatever, you know, whatever term you want to use. Mhm.
That'd be awesome, man. I like that idea, yeah.
I think, and keep it as a round table
Right,
discussion, like how we
exactly.
are right now, and have the lunch and learn,
Mhm.
or it'd be almost like a Ron Robin, where you go to different tables and see the different ideas of the people that are present.
And Ms. Maker will decorate.
Of course.
Crystal's gonna handle it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
What else you need to do?
talk about that when we get home.
What else you need today?
You make the date and get the people there. I'll come. That's the key. You get it, I'll come, man. I'll come.
This last one. It's ironic that you mentioned that poem and for you to present yourself the way you have. And part of that poem said, when you shine, you give others permission to shine. So your sister here is now thinking that if he could do it, I know that I can go ahead and pursue what it is I want to do. So we thank you for allowing your light to shine.
Thank you. Thank you. That's good. I've never heard it like that before. That's good. I like that. I like that. And that's what we gotta do, man. We gotta get out here and do things, you know, and let other people see you doing these things, so they can know that, hey, if he can do it, I can do it as well. You know, now ain't that easy now. Don't get me wrong and think it's easy, but it can be done. It can be done if you're willing to go out there and put in the work to get it done. It can be done.
Well, I truly enjoy when you come and work with our boys, and I'm anxious to let you know some positive things that have occurred with the ones that you worked with last year. And also, I pick his brain before he leaves. I don't want him to leave the building. I want, like, you get all this knowledge and everything with the boys. Now, I need some help, okay? So, I have taken some points from you in your book, and I'm so thankful for you. Thank you.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. And when you hear stuff like this, it makes it all worth it. You know, there's no dollar figure you can put on something like that. You know, what I do ain't about finances. What I do is because it's in here. It's in here. You know, so I appreciate all the kind remarks that you guys have said. If I can do anything for you guys out there in the community or whatever, you got something going on, and if I can do anything, you just, huh? I really would. Yeah. So you know, Ms. Doe, you can call me. You can call me. I'll be there. I'll be there. Yeah. Anybody else? Any question, any comment, anything? Anybody want to say before we end this? Well, I was supposed to be out here at 1 o'clock.
I always like to give you flowers while you live, man. And I appreciate everything you have always said and done for me. You know, the books are great, but those conversations, like Mr. Little said, those conversations, those quick conversations on the phone or in person when we see each other, you've always had something motivational to say to me or about me, and I like the way you always look beyond faults, just to see the promise in someone, the good in someone, and because of that, that's what I do for everybody else, because of what you taught me. So I appreciate what you do, and we'll keep this legacy going.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yep. man back in the day, man. He got me on this path that I'm on right now, man. All right, but he's turned out to be an awesome human being. He just got married to a lovely young lady, Marlena. So he's gonna be doing some good things, man. He's gonna be, both of them together, gonna be doing some great things, man. So I'm proud of him. Like I said, he's my nephew, but I treat him like he's my son. Okay, I treat him like he's my son. I'm very proud of him. All right. I saw that lady come in here, so she's telling me we gotta get out, man. She said we gotta leave, Josh. Yeah, the lady that's gonna close up the building. Okay, again, thank you guys, I appreciate it, and, hope we can do this again sometime.
That's pretty good.